I remember my second heartbreak. My first was when my dad left, but my second is definitely one I cannot forget. We all know that heartbreak comes in different forms without signs and warnings like unexpected rainfalls and natural disasters. Me, I was 11 at the time. Too young to have my heart broken, too jolly to have my happiness stolen, and definitely too whole to have my wounds open. But I guess this is why the story remained unspoken. It was no typical fairy tale and there was no happy ending. You see, at the young age of 5, my mother's favorite phrase went something like, wear decent clothes. And this rang in my ears for years, but I never understood and it was never explained to me. But I guess what she meant was, don't show too much skin or you're only ever going to provoke him. Provoke him, mama? I guess what she meant was to look at me, to touch me, to want me. I guess what she meant was if I wore that clothing, then the men in the street were gonna start catcalling at me. You know the typical sweet girl, you're looking ripe and sexy down there, you brought your bra in. As they undressed me with their eyes and sexualized everybody part of mine in their minds. An 11-year-old. My cherries now blossoming, my curves now forming, my hips now broadening. But at the young age of 11, I think I finally understood what she meant after my second heartbreak. After I laid helplessly and vulnerable on a bloody ground, feeling the worst pain a baby girl could possibly feel, the words of my mother replayed at the back of my brain as I fought to keep breathing and stay alive in a moment of tragedy that felt to have lasted forever. And I remember holding this heart of mine and silently whispering, one breath, two breaths, three breaths, four breaths, five, and then I kept saying one more, until the one words were enough to keep me alive to pen this survival story. You see, I was raised like royalty. I was my mother's princess, and not to flex, but I was adored by everyone around me. But my story took a turn when someone desired something from me, and that was my dignity. And so the bastard waited patiently for the day when my mother wasn't there to save me, and he attacked me. But I guess he forgot how soft I was built. Too soft for tight hands and being dragged on cold concrete, and my mouth being stuffed with bed sheets. Too soft for those tough and rough touches that were just, oh, it's okay, it's really nothing, don't tell mommy. Those words that left filthy memories etched onto every single body part of every corner of my once safe home, once safe haven, the place I called home. He forgot how soft I was built. And if me, suffering wasn't enough, he said one time, two times, three times, four, and then he kept saying one more until the one words were enough to place fear, hate, and anger in my heart towards every man who dared to step feet near to me, until the one words made me view myself differently. But after years of guilt and shame, I accepted this. His attack had nothing to do with my clothing and everything to do with his thinking. I was not a part of the problem. I was only a victim.